All right. We are rolling. Make sure I am, make sure I am settled. Hope everyone is awesome today. Can y'all see me? If you can comment live, if you're watching live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Make sure I let my peeps know. I gotta let everybody know. Okay. I am excited. Today's gonna be a good
In a
day.
way,
My bad. Okay. Um, I'm excited. All these people on my list. Hey, y'all. Make sure you comment live if you're watching live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. All right, y'all. We are just about, everybody needs to go get your notebooks. You need to go get your pens. This is going to be really, really good. It's going to be so good. So, so good. I want to make sure I am set up and ready to go. Had a little bit of a tech difficulty, and need to make sure that this is good. As you can see, I have my little blanket. Y'all know, because see, when I get to so hot, it sometimes gets so hot outside, and it's like, why is it so hot? Why is it so hot? I don't understand. Okay. Who is live? Let me shout you out on the webs, on the internet. Tell me who's here. Who's all accounted for? I see my beautiful niece. My niece is on here. She's 12. She may be gone now. She's probably like, let me just tell TJ that I'm here and then I'm gonna go. Hey, boo. Um, who else is here? Who else is here? All right, y'all. Things are changing. Okay, things are changing. Give me some hearts. If you're here, I see a couple of people watching. Y'all let me know, even if it's just saying live. Just comment live. If you're watching live. This is gonna be a really, really good live. Hey, Camille. Hey, welcome. Camille, y'all, she does real estate in Memphis. Y'all make sure y'all get with her if you're in the Memphis area. Hey, Harley, come on in, y'all. And it's probably a lag. You probably need to refresh your screens. Sometimes refreshing my screen helps with the lagging. So you may have to do that if, just in case. Like I said, it's a lag, so I get it. If it's gonna be good. Hope y'all brought y'all lunch. Cause it's on. It's on. That's all I can say. I'm just letting have some people that, you know, Coach, when you going live? I need to know. Can you tell us? Let me email, listen know. It's lunchtime. Danielle, Coach Danielle is here. Danielle, you killing it, girl. You killing it. I'm just here to remind you that you are on the right track. Just keep trusting. You're doing amazing. And I really mean that. I really, really mean that. I'm so proud of the ladies that have allowed me to just have a little bit of just even a small little bit to just tap into their world and their destiny because they're just killing it right now. And I just absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I was gonna go live on Facebook, but I'm like, no, I need to bring their bus over here because you already know how I feel about Facebook. You already know how I feel about Facebook. Okay, so let's hop right in. Everybody get your notebooks. We're going on, period, in the story. And that's just the bottom line. Shameless plug, because obviously, let me just make sure this is okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all know that you need to have your notebooks. We're gonna talk about why it's not, you can't act like it's 2020 anymore. Okay, you can't act like it's 2020. It's not 2020 anymore. Okay, you have to yes, she is a member now. I love it. I love it. Welcome. Because members of YouTube, I'm gonna start doing exclusive content for Facebook and YouTube. I already have this, so y'all, it's about to be. I'm not kidding. Like when I say I'm not playing, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Welcome, Harley. Welcome to the tribe. This is, I mean, because I'm looking at it like this. Women who really want to win, you're gonna do what it takes to win. And I'm sorry, it's only so far that some people will go. And I get it. And I knew we would come into those times, but this is really the last, like, this is a window. And I'm holding these sessions, right? So I have the content monetization bundle, custom bundle. And this is kind of along the lines where y'all need to start thinking about like your offers and stuff like that, because we're going into a space where you are going to have to decide. You need to start co-creating with your people. And this is why, like, all this content that we've been putting out, and my clients are winning, B2B offers, B2B sales, like you have to quantum leap. And it's going to take you being in the quantifiable spectrum, and the quality, the volume, and I mean, I'm sorry, the quality. The quality has to be there. I mean, I'm just telling you. Y'all know how I get. I just be like, I'm just gonna let the people know, and if they catch it, they catch it. If they don't, they don't. I don't know what else to say. Because this is really just about you making the decision. It's just you making a decision. Let me make sure I get all my stuff in order, because I got notes on top of notes on top of notes, and this is probably gonna be a long class. It's probably gonna be over an hour. So if you have to leave and come back, you can. But the session link is above, is pinned to this section. So we already got, I think I got 18, somebody just booked. I got 17 sessions left. Yeah, 17 sessions left. Okay, so that's that. All right. So I will mention it during our during our conversation today. So let's just go ahead and get started. Now, as you know, it's 2025. Okay, it's 2025. People, and this is really where we at. We knew, yes, Christina, welcome, welcome. I need y'all to realize a couple of things. We are in a new normal, okay? We're in it. Okay, we are in it. There is no other, this is it, right? So 2020, and I wish my other client slash member, she's in the contrarian. I don't know if she's on here, I don't know if she's watching, but Quenisha made such a wonderful post on Facebook. Y'all know I give credit to what credit is due. I am not one of the people to take credit from people. I'm going to mention people when they have amazing, excellent content, especially when they come from my tribe, my community in so many ways. Quenisha made an amazing post, and it really, and I knew it, but for her to articulate it the way that she did was absolutely amazing. She talked about how content and marketing, heavy on the marketing, right? Heavy on the marketing was the way that everybody was comfortable with, especially when there's an abundance and there's a lot of disposable income, right? So when people have disposable cash, they're going to behave in the matter of abundance, right? So the law of attraction was very popular. The law of what is it? The abundance and manifest and the soft life girlies were out. Now, I'm not lifting my leg on soft life. Okay, I think that's every woman's dream and every woman's aim is at some level to live that soft girl life. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's where I'm going. That's my look. That's the vision for my life. Let's just go ahead and put it out there. That's the vision for my life. I'm not gonna sit there and act like I don't want that. Hello, somebody. Can we preach that? I'm putting my pillow on my back. This is messing with me. Okay, so when it comes down to the realities of where we are in our industry, right? We have to start paying attention to a couple of things. And I tell women, like, if you're going to be a business owner, your job is to really pay attention to the market. Okay, you have to pay attention to what your people are going through. You have to pay attention to your clientele. You have to look at how they're moving, how people are going above and beyond. You got to start looking at what's happening. Okay, because if you're not looking at what's happening, you will continue to take things personal. You got to get out of that. I'm taking it personal. This is like, I don't understand. Yes, you do understand. This is why for me as a business owner, I don't take things personal. I don't take things personal as far as the business realm, because I study for a living, and then sometimes we will put things out and it's like, oh, wait a minute, let me pull that back because I don't know if this is where I want to go. This offer, like, for example, let me call myself to the carpet. Okay, so that y'all know how I roll, because my brain is very different from a lot of other people's. I started off as high ticket girly. Okay, it wasn't nothing for me to normalize, right? I got up to, I remember $50,000 cash months. Okay, I know what money looked like. I know what large sums of money looks like. You normalize that, right? You get to a place where you're this is what it is. Okay, but in entrepreneurship, people started to do things like luxurious, look, bring everything to a luxurious and start to show off the lifestyle instead of showing off the process and the work. There is nothing wrong with lifestyle marketing. Okay. I don't do lifestyle marketing. I've never been into lifestyle marketing. I just know that people are weird when it comes down to you showcasing your gains, because people will feel some type of way after a while, because I'm gonna tell you the psychology of average human beings is middle class. But one of the things for sure is that we get to a place where that we feel some type of way when people start to soar past our comfort level. Clock that. So I'm gonna go back to my client's post. She talked about how in 2020, how people were so comfortable with doing the marketing and getting clients in, right? So it was all about what I got, the Lambo I bought, all the trips I'm taking. Now, some people, it's encouraging. Like when I see that, I'm encouraged by it. I love it. I love to see it. Even I could be down on my luck. I can be down on but every time I see someone soaring, seeing someone doing well, seeing someone buying something, it is an indicator and a reminder for me that hope is there for me. Like I don't get flustered. It used to be a time when I didn't know information, because I always tell people, the less information that you have, the more you will feel envious or jealous of other people because you don't have enough information. When you have information and you know what to do and you just don't do it, it's just an indicator that you just need to do what you need to do. Because most of us, between the life that we want to live and the life that we're living right now, it's just more strategy and sticking to what you say you're going to do. If you already know that there are various ways to get clients, you need to try every way to get those clients, because the whole point is to get the clients. It doesn't matter if you do sales calls. I don't care if you do discovery calls. I don't care if you do webinars. I don't care if you do ads. I don't care. What I do care about is how much cash flow are you bringing into the company. Now, this is another thing. She said this too, that she brought up a case where someone, like, she opted in for a freebie, right? We have gotten so comfortable. Hey, Katina. We have gotten so comfortable with we've gotten so comfortable with freebies, right? People coming in for free and just getting the download, and and getting a PDF or training and going on. No, those people need to be expected to be sold to. They need to know that they're going to be sold to. That's why you have to set your business up as such. Like, you need to stop letting people just slide in and not getting the offer. But I just want to make sure that they're okay. No, you need to make an offer. This is why I made the funnels course, because women need to learn how to do funnels. I don't understand why y'all got all this data. You need to sit your booty down and learn how to do some funnels. There's a reason why you're supposed to make sales every single day if you're going to be in the content game, if you're going to be in the digital course game. You need to learn how to build a business based on longevity and continuity. This is not the time of the season to be making pen pals. Either you're going to do business or you're going to get out the business. It's just as simple. So what that means, going back to her post, right? Because I'm going to tie back in, is that she talked about how when she downloaded the template, right? The people either reached out to her like some hours after and asked her about setting up a call, or is she available to discuss whatever offer that they had. And she told them, like, I think, tomorrow I'm free. They set up a call with her to call her the next day. I see nothing wrong with that. She said, this got me thinking. She said, it really, but see, this is the thing. We have a lot of people that just want the freebie, but they don't want to change their life. Some people just don't have the bandwidth to do that. And I'm going to be honest with you, money problems are actually spiritual problems. I'm going to tell you why I say that. Money problems become spiritual problems because we have disconnected and misaligned ourselves to who we are and our identity. And we don't understand mastering systems. Women don't know how to do that. I talked about this the other day on my live where I discussed how women need to do business with air. It was a powerful live. I would strongly recommend that everybody on here go and check it out when you can, because it really does come down to this. You need to learn how to do business with air. What do I mean by air? I'm talking about everything is digital. Everything is content. Even currency now is digital. We don't even carry cash like we used to. Right? There are people saying that you need to, start getting cash, and also the value of the dollar is really on the chopping block. They're nibbling it back as we speak. A lot of countries look, I told y'all this too. And some of y'all in my membership, I've been talking about this with y'all too. A lot of people their patience is running thin with the states. You already know what I'm talking about. And it ain't got nothing to do with black, white, it don't matter. Okay, the patience is growing thin, and women, if you don't step up into your rightful place, you're going to be behind, because globalization of your content is now. You see people now starting to. There is a setting in YouTube where your captions, even as I'm talking, someone in Singapore or someone in Portugal or someone in Japan can look at this video, and there will be closed captions where their language is showing up. This is not a game. I told you this, and I'm not doing doom and gloom. I'm not into doom and gloom, but I am here to tell y'all this. Women, you got to get out of your comfort zone. And you need to understand that quality and quantity of content is the name of the game. You're going to have to develop a system. You're going to have to stop manualizing everything, and you're going to have to put some money in your business. Well, I don't have any. Go make some. See, when I say that, women get triggered. You can't be an entrepreneur. You know how to make money. If you don't know how to make money, that's when you come and talk to people like me. You go borrow or go ask or go manifest the money, and you book. You don't sit out there and just try to wing it, because a lot of women will do that. They will say, oh, yeah, I just really, you don't know anything. This is coming from somebody who thought they did. You got to know there is no such thing as I'm trying to get it. You can't try anymore. You're spiraling out. I don't care how long it takes for me to get it. I'm going to get it. Volume and value. You need to write that down. Volume and value. This is the game we're playing. You got to come correct. You need to study your market. You need to study your market. You need to post like you know what you're talking about. You need to post like you mean it. You need to make sales every single day. I said what I said, sell every day. Write that down every day. Sell every day. Every day. Sell every day. Make a sale every single day. You need to be bringing in cash in your business every single day. You need to create your business to receive such. Your head shouldn't be hurting right now. You should be like ready to make this happen. Everybody, are we cool? Mm-hmm. I don't come on social media to play games with people. I come on social media to work. I'm gonna say that again. I come on social media is work. I don't come on here. Oh my God, I'm just gonna talk and see what everybody's doing. Social media is work. Okay, so let me I have to start with fundamentals a little bit too, because a lot of y'all forgot the foundation of some of this stuff. So I'm going to define quantity of content. Okay. Because, you're going to see this more and more that people say, well, it's always quality over quantity. People that don't have enough information talk like this because they used to be the case in 2020, 2021, 2022, maybe even 2023 a little bit. That used to be the thing, quality over quantity. If they're talking like that in 2025, it just basically means that they don't have enough information and they're sour because they're not getting what they want to see. And the reason why I'm saying that, because when I increase the volume of my content, which I don't care, like I will flood your timeline. I do not care. You know why I flood timelines? Because I get more leads. We got a lot of leads yesterday. And then when I woke up this morning, I had sales. I had course sales. I had people buying the funnels and all of that. This is I'm when I flood people's content, it ain't just about kicking the bobos. I'm talking about the work. I'm not talking about why don't men just do this? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I mean, I talk a little bit about my stories, but you're gonna get sold to. Everybody's gonna get sold to. Everybody. You understand? You got to make that clear to yourself that you show up on social media to do your job. Amen, somebody. Like even just now, I'm making course sales. Like this is because it's compounded content. This from yesterday. People see my content today. You understand? You see how this works? Okay, here go quantity. Quantity is the volume of content that you publish, right? So we know that. It means to post more often. I mean, I just want to make sure it's clear. So there are platforms like the Facebooks of the world, the YouTubes of the world, the TikToks of the world, Instagrams, prioritize frequency. So so it used to be a time where people used to say, well, if you post more, the algorithm is not gonna yes, it is. You know what I'm gonna do? Listen to the strategy. What I'm telling you, ladies, people, whoever's watching, give me some hearts if you're watching. Give me some hearts. Give me a thumbs up under the video. Y'all know this is one of the things we do. A thumbs up under there. So we can boost the video up. That's one of the things of being coming on here and getting it for free. You got to hear me talk about offers and tell y'all what to push and pump up the hearts. All of that. Here we go. More posts, more impression. No, y'all, the thumbs up under here where it says thumbs up and thumbs down under the video. Not y'all giving me the emoji, Katina. Let me Katina. Uh more impressions, more reach. You need to put in the comment section more reach. You need more reach. You gotta reach. Your content gotta stretch. Y'all think I'm talking about the icon video. The thumbs up under the video, not emojis. I love it. So when it comes down, you need more reach, more reach, more reach, more reach, more reach. Okay. Because people see your, if you, especially if you're not going to employ ads, right? You've got to start thinking about, if you're going to do this organic, is more reach on your content. You can't post once or twice a day and then get nobody. No, stop. You need reach. Oh, Jay posts all day. You absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Why wouldn't I? I don't get on here to just be social. You should be doing the same thing. I'm gonna take this piece of content. We're gonna chop it up. I have software to chop it up, Opus Clips, and we're going to be posting. I use Canva now, because at first I was using Opus Clips to do the titles. Now we're doing Canva for the titles. Download, because I like the titles better on there. And we're posting. And we're posting in different places. We're doing it in Metricool. This is happening. If you don't know what you should be posting, this is why I have the content monetization custom bundle, where we're actually meeting. You're booking a session and we're going over your content structure. Kendra says, I've seen a man on Instagram say that he posts 50 times a day. That's all I'm saying. Because we're about to be 50. When I saw, y'all already know where I'm going. When Country Wayne said that he posts 25 to 28 times a day on his Facebook page, I had to go over there and look myself. I remember that girl, the podcast host, she said, I literally sat there and counted. I had to count for myself to see. And when he said, this is what we do, he said, the content game is the long game. Now he makes I think he said $7 to $8 million, if I'm not mistaken, to 7 to 10 million, just from Meta. And so people were laughing at him at first and saying, like, man, ain't nobody finna do all that. Now they're burning themselves out, going on all these podcasts and talking crazy and all of that, when they could be doing skits and stuff. He said that he turned his phone off, 2 to 3 weeks. He said he can go to Africa, he can go somewhere and shoot skits, right? To do the skits. And he said because he has showed social proof about it, he said people are more apt to help him and come into the into the skits, because they know that he's going to pay them because he has the proof. See, that's another thing too. You got to be willing to bet on yourself and gamble. Entrepreneurship requires risk taking. It is an extreme risk. If you know that right now things are a little bit off with the market, if you will, you're gonna have to take another risk. You're a risk taker by default. You don't start a business to stay safe. You start a business to jump classes. Is everybody with me? Is everybody on the same page? Are we all singing from the same sheet of music? Kendra, and then this another thing too, boo. Instagram. I remember this guy saying, and I cannot find his video. I think it's saved. I just need to find it. The man said that they post 100 times a day on Instagram. You know who's doing this stuff? Let me tell y'all this. Let me help you. Let me help the women. Let me help y'all. You know, I'm getting kind of tired of us. Getting kind of tired of us putting syrup and whipped cream on the things that we're supposed to be doing. I'm gonna start blocking women that talk like that, because I'm really tired of it, because those women really want to be poor and they just don't want to vocalize it. Some women they're wanting someone to feel sorry for them. and say, oh my God, I'm not doing all that. I'm not pushing, I'm not hustling. I've always said this, and this is coming from a woman of color, Black woman. Okay. I live in the South. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. Outside in the suburbs. Okay. And I thank God for my home. I love my abode. And I honor Memphis. Okay. Memphis is where I grew up. Okay. And then I moved to where I moved to. Look, where I moved to. Went to University of Tennessee, Knoxville. University of Tennessee, Knoxville was the first place I started learning how people thought. Okay, I started to learn then. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. I started to look at how the world worked, and if you know, you know. UT Vols, okay, it's PWI. Okay, that was what was it? That was 2001. Where are we at? 25. It's 25 years ago. I started to learn how the system worked. Okay. And the system don't work for your comfort. Okay. And I'm talking about from all walks of life for women. Okay. I don't care what color you are. Start listening. I started to take notes. I started to understand that men like to cause chaos. Okay, on purpose. Okay. They like to cause chaos on purpose. All these systems, all these structures are for them to feel needed. Okay, they need to feel needed. Here we go. And I started to understand the game and how it's played. And then when I moved, so after undergrad, I moved to Nashville for a couple of years, and I got married and all that kind of stuff. And I got pregnant with Miss Thane, and then we moved to Texas because my spouse at the time got a job in Texas. I've always wanted, and see, this is the thing. When I was little, I had a family in Texas, and we used to go and visit them during the holidays. And so when I went to Texas, I was 12 years old the first time. And when I went there, I just loved it. It was Houston. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. It was warm, which I thought was weird during Thanksgiving. But when we moved, I didn't quite get it until I went back. So we came back to Memphis, parted ways, right? And then after that, I went back to Houston, took my baby with me. That's when the game really started to be shown to me. So the first part of the game I got in undergrad. Second part of the game is when I really came back and I learned how things work, the feminine and all of that. I said, okay, this is interesting. What am I trying to tell you? The women who are clearly feminine and about their business, they do whatever it takes to protect their feminine. What do I, Jay, we can break it down for me. When it comes down to being in business, women are going to leverage a couple of things. We're going to leverage our looks. We're going to leverage body language, okay? The feminine essence, right? We're going to leverage our intelligence. We're going to enhance the way we look and carry ourselves and show up online, right? Or show up, period, to meetings and things of that nature. We're going to level up the appearance because we know what? We know that visibility can get us too close to deal. I'm going to even say this too. And this is no shade to anybody. I promise you, there's no shade to anybody. I'm going to tell you this. There was one point in time that I was 60 pounds heavier than I am right now. You can probably go back to my photos, probably in 2022. It kind of got a little sense of what I look like, maybe 2022, 2023. And then I started, getting serious about my weight and stuff. And I was like, I got to lose weight. But back then, I had weight issues. I'm kind of like Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson was up and down, up and down. So back then, I was overweight because, emotional eating. You know how I get, y'all. And then I went vegan. Okay, I went straight up vegan. And I think I lost, I don't know how many pounds. Okay. I was still dressing. Listen to me. I was still dressing in clothes. It's all going to make sense. I was still dressing in draggy clothes, big clothes, And I was still losing weight because I was too lazy to go shopping. And it was still something it was something unconscious behind, in my head that was still kind of like, low self-esteem, low confidence. I didn't really feel that I was trying to raise Maddie, getting overwhelmed with life and just making all kinds of excuses. But anyway, and I remember going to this event. I remember going to this event. I went by myself and I was still in dragging clothes. And I remember seeing like 2 or 3 women. One was Black American like me. It was 2 women that were Caucasian. And so I'm watching them, and I wasn't watching them from a place of envy or jealousy. It was something tapped in to say, watch them. And it's nothing that I didn't know. It was something I needed to be reminded of. So I saw how they presented themselves. They were young, just like I was at the time. I was in my early 30s. And they were carrying themselves this visible, just this. And I said to myself, I know how to do this. Like, why am I tripping? I need to pick myself up. And I saw the attention that they were getting from the clientele, right? Because it was a clientele thing. I was an account manager at NRG Energy and all this other stuff. So I was getting paid real good, right? And so I made a hair appointment that day. I'll never forget. I made a hair appointment that day. And I went to my boss because I worked at a startup. And I went to her and I said, I need you to help me with I said, not necessarily hypergamy, but that's not really what I want to do. I said, but it's really just the feminine. And because she was super feminine, me and her still in contact to this day. And she was the CEO. And she just beamed. And she was like, really? And so when I tighten up, sometimes you go behind your shirt and you tighten up the way, so it can fit your form. I tightened it up and she could not believe. She was like, girl, what? She said, I did not know you were that tiny. And I said, I know, because I don't show it. And she said, okay, I got some clothes and I'm going to bring up here on Monday. Da, 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 da. So I went and got my hair done, right? Then next week, she brought the clothes. And I will never forget, it was another event that I went to, still dragging my feet, and then it was these people that I had friended at the last event. And when I tell you, we everybody hit it off, and it was this nice looking guy. He was looking at me up and down. I was divorced at this time, by the way. And he was just looking at me up and down, but he was like, okay, but she kind of, looked like she kind of dragged it. I was like, okay, whatever. I went that weekend. Like I said, my hair was done. That Monday, baby, you can tell me nothing. I came in them nude heels. I think at that time it was all those heels, and I had on this expensive $300-$400 dress that my boss gave me. It fit me to the T. I was a size 8. I think it was size 8. What's my point? My point is that when women leverage their looks, when they're leveraging themselves to be visible, they end up attracting way more people to them. Okay. You have to play the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to play the game. I came back that next Monday to the client, and those same people that were there at that event before could not believe what they saw. They were like, oh my God. The guy that I was telling y'all about, he had to find somebody. It was so funny. He made his way to our client manager thing. He was like, is that Jay with that royal blue dress on? And they were like, yeah, she looks so good today. Like, she looks amazing. He was like, is she married or something? And they were like, we don't know. I don't think so, or whatever. And the girl had to run and tell me at my desk. She was like, I'm telling you that people are watching you, honey. She said, you done came in and said hey to everybody, and you done came over and sat down, and everybody trying to figure out what the heck. Like, Jay looks amazing. I had to play the game. It was a client that told me over the phone, I can only spend 10 minutes with you because I have to go to a meeting. That man saw me and what I had on, and you know, I have curves. I have a small waist and hips. That man saw me, and we spent an hour going over his job recs. I got the account just by the way I looked. You had to play the game, okay? Play the game. Play the game. You leverage what you have, ladies, okay? But I'm gonna tell you this too, because the game is rigged for them, men, okay? The game is rigged for them so they're gonna do and tell you the antithesis because they want you to just drag your feet and they want you to do the minimum and they want you to not know and they want you to stay in the dark because they want you to need them. So, and that's to say that you don't need men. You can need men if you want to. You can have them. I don't get 5 of them. I don't care. Okay. But at the end of the day, if you want freedom, you're going to do what it takes to get free. And then you need to also display, if you're with someone, if you're in a relationship, if you're married or whatever, you have to let your spouse know that, baby, you need me more than I need you. Don't you ever show me that you can't handle it, because I'm gonna show you I can handle it. I'm going to show you that I can stand on business. I'm going to show you that I know how to stand on business if I have to. This is why I'm all about women having skills. I'm not talking about laying on your back. That any woman can do that. Any woman can do that. That's easy. I mean, they don't take much of a brain to do that. That's why I said the more a woman knows, the more intelligence that she has, she does not have to use her body to generate income. She can use her brain for that. Your body, yes, your brain is in your body, absolutely. But when it comes down to learning and using what you have, you can always default to this, and you don't have to default to this. Your body is not up for grabs, okay? You need to let these people know at all times that this right here is the default, not this. When women don't know what to do, when they start to lag in their goals and lag in their strategies and lag in their ability to show up for themselves, you know what they do? They tend to look outside themselves for the answer. The answer is you. You are the answer to your problems. I'm going to say that again. You are the answer to your own problems. Insert here, okay? Shameless plug. If you are in a situation, you're a business owner, you can be a beginner, you can be an advanced, and you need some clarity on your content and monetize your content and get crystal clear about what you're doing. You need a content structure. You need focus. You need a pricing strategy. Get you a slot up. It's pinned up there, $200. Y'all know I will do these every now and then. You need to get it while it's limited time. I have 18 sessions left, I think. I want them all filled today. You need help. Okay, it's $200 and you do get a replay and you do get my long form framework that's customized. So you can't ChatGPT this. You can try. Add members to reach out and be like, Coach, I need this. Sign up, boo. You need to get with it. Okay, you need to get with it. All right. So book a session. I have sessions tomorrow. I have sessions. What's tomorrow? Tuesday, Wednesday. Get on my calendar. Okay, it's pinned up there. So you ain't gotta go search for it. It's up there. You do it while you listen. Okay. All right. Next, quality. Let's go back to quantity real quick. Let me make sure I define so y'all will know. I have to go back to the basics. Quantity is the volume of content you publish. Okay, we know this. It means posting more often because more posts equals more impressions, more reach, and more chances for sales. If you are in a predicament where you're like, oh my gosh, like no one is booking, you need to increase your posts with, don't just post to be posting. Post 80% of your content needs to be strategic, right? So I would say 80 to 90% of your content needs to be strategic. There is only maybe 1 to 2 posts a day I will put up that is kind of shooting the bubbles or, saying something about something that people want to see. Okay. The majority of people want to see the escapism content. Okay. I call it escapism content. Escapism content is, relationship content, celebrity content, entertainment content. Relationship content gets people rolling because people crave relationships. And this is why humans are failing in life, because we are horrible at relationships. Our energetic bandwidth has gotten so low when it comes down to dealing with other humans that we just don't want to deal with each other anymore. But I'm going to tell you this, that if you don't learn how to tap into and lean into relationships, you're not going to be in business very long. Okay, because you need humans to build a business. Okay, this is why people want you to push chat and to get into ChatGPT. But if ChatGPT is not building up a business for you, but you're using it to escape, you're using it for the wrong reasons. Okay, so more posts equals more impressions, more reach, and more chances for sales. That is compounded content I'm putting out there. Okay. That content I pushed yesterday and the day before is paying me back today. Everybody with me. Someone that just started following me a couple of days ago booked a session with me today. She's not even in the country. She paid. I'm telling you, I'm looking. Like, she's not even here. She's not even in the States. I mean, I'm just saying. The people I gotta say is just social media is a tool and a partner and a part of your strategy. If you are on social media and you're telling me you're drained and I'm tired, you're not using it right. Thank you, Bridget. What is that? Look at me. What is that? I think we need to, understand. I'm about to put a poll or thing right here and say, I would like for people to, I want to see what y'all say, because, we need to get to the bottom. Get to the bottom of it. This is very important. Say all the time. Social media is your tool. It's a partner to your business. You need to understand that. Okay. You're going to have to get used to doubling down. Find a system. And you need, first of all, I think what we also need to decide is if you're going to even do it. Like, if business is still something you really want to do, you can't treat this like a hobby, y'all. It's not a hobby. It's not a hobby. You got to get out of Hobbyville. You got to get out of Hobbyville. Okay. I'm just telling you. The reason why it's draining is because you don't have enough information. If social media is getting on your nerves, and I get it. Sometimes I will say things like, oh, I'm getting ready to, because retirement is coming up, right? So I'm 42 years old. Retirement is on the way. This is why I'm fueling up the rocket ship right now, because this is not about anybody else but about retirement. I got to help as many women I can and get y'all over the goalposts so that we can move on. This is a part of my life's work. This is what we're doing. So we know HubSpot reported in 2024 that brands that, that post 11 plus times more on social media generate 3x more traffic or 3 times more traffic than those who post less. And we're talking about corporate brands, right? So when you post more, you get a chance for the algorithm to pick it up. Algorithm is a logic-based system. Okay, it's a gamble. It's there to quantify, calculate, and logistically push out content that they feel your people or other people may want to see and engage with. The whole point of social media, when you use it, is to keep people on the app. That's what they want. So if you're posting more and people love your content, guess what's going to happen? They're going to reward you for that. This is why a lot of people are trying to figure out how in the world, how do I post content and how do I get monetized? Well, the one of the ways is that you got to post content that people actually want to see. Okay. And when I say there's a thin line between what they want to see and what your core is that you have to be good at articulating things and being able to create content that is going to teach people how to think and what to do. If you're not pushing your people to think, that's a problem. You need to be able to know how to teach from your content. And it's not really just educational content. It's really sometimes belief reversal. Sometimes it's educational. Sometimes it's problem aware. Sometimes it's empowering content. But you're going to decide how this is going to work. But you got to test content too. A lot of y'all don't do that. Because testing content is you're going to see what works, what your community likes to see, what they want to see, and it's all in testing. If you're not willing to test and push the market a little bit and see what goes, then you're going to spiral. Social media is, if you want to be an activist, that's what I told people. If you want to be an activist in your business, be prepared to not make money. People, activism, I'm trying to spread awareness. Okay, you're spreading awareness and your people, you're going to get amens and you're going to get some people, but you're going to be frustrated because you ain't making no money, you ain't getting no leads. Some people say, well, you need to use a platform to do. I'm not using my platform for anything. Go tell McDonald's that. McDonald's is not using their platform. Chick-fil-A is not using their platform. They stand up for what they believe in or whatever. The point is to get is cash flow. You can be an activist on your own time. Because you're pushing up against a system that really don't care about none of that. Because then so when they get activated, what are they gonna do? People need to call their congressman. People need to call the Senate. People need to call their politician. Social media, being an activist on social media is not, like, for what? I know this is hitting hard on some people because you care about getting, and I'm gonna tell you what politicians really need. Since y'all want to go there, let's go there. Politicians need money. If you know a politician that in your city or in your area that's really trying, you know what they need? They need funds. They don't need your social media posts. They need funds. You have to learn from the wealthy. You know, when wealthy people want certain laws passed, you know what they do? They put money behind their people. This the reason why people don't get in there the way you want them to, and why people continuously lose elections and stuff like that, and school board members and all this kind of stuff. It's because they need money to run a campaign, so they can pay people and support the infrastructure and what they're doing. You're not, no. So activism is actually financial. Stop saying you support this person. Y'all need to go out and vote. No, you need to put some money behind your vote. Midterms coming up. There's people getting ready right now. Y'all, everybody mad at the government. You need to go and get ready to. You need to put some money behind. Everybody quiet. Are we gonna tell the truth? Are we gonna tell the truth here? It's not 2020 anymore. You know more now. You have more information about what's going on in the world. Put your money where your vote is. Stop inching and putting little bit of dollars here and there and saying, you know, I contributed, you contributed $5. Every little bit counts. No, it don't. Let me tell you something. You need to write checks from your business account or whatever. You need to be prepared to expand and stop doing this little bitty, itty bitty stuff. We don't care what's on social media. What are you doing to back up people that you want in where you want them at? You stop thinking too small of yourself. I know some people that really care about what's going on in the world and what's going on in the nation, but they're poor. Poverty don't get you nowhere, but just mad. Protesting don't do, you know, you can go out and protest and stand in the heat all you want to, but I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. The people that want things to go well for them, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna put money behind it, honey. You see how I went to Southern Belle that quick? Stop being backwards. This is a republic. It's not a democracy. You know that. You know this stuff. There's nothing you can do to change that. You don't even have the bandwidth to change that. Everything is a republic. So you need to put your money where your beliefs are. And if you get mad because I said that, you don't check your belief system, because you're in a republic and you're in a wealth portal. You need to make money. And everybody keeps saying that they're getting ready. They're getting ready. No, you're not. You're not getting ready. There's no getting ready. You have to stay ready. Let's go. Okay, here go quality. Quality. We did quantity, and now let's move to quality. Quality is content that is useful, right? And that converts, and it solves real problems. Okay, it gets your people to think. It solves real problems. It shows proof. It builds trust, and it calls people to take some sort of action. Your content needs to be pulling people into something else. It needs to be pulling people into another thing. I'm gonna check this Q&A thing. Watch, ain't nobody's did nothing. Just watch. We need to know. This is about your life. It's not about perfection. It's not about the brain colors. It's not about how pretty things are. Okay, it's about resonance. It's about relevance. It's about your dream client has to feel seen and understood. It has to push them to do something about their situation. Is your content showing your ideal client, showing your dream client that they are worthy of the next phase. You are the blueprint. You're the middle ground. You're the liaison. You're the middle to the other side of what they need. Everything is, their next level is locked up in you. I'm going to give you something else too. The money that they're holding, your expertise and your outcomes has to be more valuable than the money that they're holding on to. Did everybody just get what I just said? If people would rather hold on to the money that they have than hire you, then you're not being expressive and specific enough. You're not moving the needle in their business, or the needle in their relationship, or needle in their life. I told life coaches the other day that y'all are up. Everybody just got excited when I said that. But then I go on their social media and they're not talking about anything. That's why I said, like, if you're going to be out here, you're going to have to be out here. Are you solving real problems through your content? No, because I'm scared of showing up. How can you coach people and you're scared of showing up? How? You know, that make no sense. That doesn't make any sense. Okay? This makes sense. You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Give me live, or give me some hearts if you're still watching. Let me know who's still watching. What is commitment? What is commitment? This is what y'all need to restore in your business. You need to get recommitted to your business. Amen, somebody. Listen to me. You need to get real committed to your business again. Commitment means doing what is required, not what is comfortable. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What is commitment? It means doing what is required, not what is comfortable for you. I just feel like it's just so much. You know what else is so much? Wealth. And you're showing God every single day that you can't handle that. Because wealth is responsibility. Did you know that? Wealth is a spiritual thing. Wealth is spiritual. Abundance is spiritual. You're not learning responsibility. This is an earth realm. This is a physical. Y'all with everybody up. In the realm of business, in business, it requires consistency. Yes. Yet you can post every day. Absolutely. Yeah. Strategic. You have to be strategic. You have to have a strategy. Okay. And you have to have some level of results driven mentality. Okay. Even when no one claps for you, you need to be bringing in leads every day. You need to be making sales every day. You need to be creating content. You need to be researching your people. You need to be doing market research. You need to be in the trenches with your people. You need to be having conversations with your people. You need to be showing up. That's a part of your job. If you feel like it's too much for you, I always tell women, the beautiful part about business and being in the States, in the modern West, is that you actually get a chance to just not do business anymore. You can just stop. You literally can just stop doing business and just sit back. I told women, if you want to get in front of new audiences, what do you have to do? If you're going to be on Facebook, then you need to do Facebook Reels. You need to leverage groups. Okay. You need to find groups that align with you. I don't know what those groups are. You need to find more groups. Okay. You need to post content that people actually want to engage with and that speak to your target audience. But then you also need to get in front of new audiences every single day. If you're going to be on YouTube, don't sit up here and say you want to be on YouTube. I got some on YouTube. It's some on YouTube. Okay, so to be on YouTube, guess what you got to do? You got to not only post on YouTube, but if you want to get in front of new people every day, okay, you either have to have people that share your YouTube, which definitely do that. Okay, get people to share your content, share your videos. And then you need to get YouTube Shorts. So you can't get mad if people are on this live, right? I'm going to give an example. And this is no shade. This is a learning teachable moment. If my content is not driving you to tag someone in the comments or to take that share button and send it to one or two of your people on Facebook or whatever and say, girl, you need to watch this person, then my content is probably not that good enough. If it's good enough for you, but it's not good enough to share with somebody, think about that. Think about how you want to be presented on YouTube yourself. And say to yourself, like, I want my content so good that it's shareable. I want my content so good that somebody tells somebody. This is how you got to be thinking all the time. Because referrals actually convert better than people who just got to know you a day ago. The lady I told y'all that booked a session with me that wasn't in the States that saw my content a couple of days ago, she's an exception. That's not normal. But I can't lean and depend on miracles, right? I can't keep telling myself, oh, well, it works because somebody did. No, that's an exception. That's not something that I need to bank my strategy on, right? My strategy needs to be my messaging, how I come across, what I expect out of my audience, right? I need to be pushing the needle forward and challenging them to think bigger and to look at my offers at this, then the third. You need to be challenging people on that, right? But that comes with quality as well. So it's not about all of that extra, I gotta look, everything gotta be perfect. It's about what resonates and the messaging. Right. So I specialize in content-led business models, right? Because we got to get people to look at the content. The content leads people to the next thing and then the next thing to the next thing. Short form content. Listen to me. Short form content is for attention. It's for awareness. It's to get people in, right? You need people to come in and watch you and see you. They have to discover you. They don't know who you are from a can of tuna. Okay. This is real talk. Okay. This is real talk. Okay, so just remove the Q&A. You need to create more short form content if you're going to do the social media stuff, right? If I'm going to be on Instagram, I need to be posting multiple reels a day. If I'm going to be on YouTube, I need to create multiple shorts a day to get people to my channel. If I'm going to be on Facebook, then I need to utilize Facebook Reels and get into some of these groups. Everybody on the same page. Okay. You got to learn that this is a game. If you're not posting reels, if you're not posting shorts, if you're not posting what is it called? Like TikTok is short form 100%. Okay. Short form, 100%. TikTok is all that. Okay, that's what it's there for. This is a discovery platform. But then you have to remember, okay, so discovery to searchable, right? Searchable content or searchable is the compound game too. So Instagram has positioned itself to do just that. They have opened it up to where your posts are now going to show up in SEO. TikTok already has that feature. So if you're saying how to do something or what to do, that what is it called? TikTok will show up in SEO. Queen says, let me see. She said, yes, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, posting at least 7 times a day on all of them. Absolutely. Now, if you're saying to yourself, well, coach, is there a way that I can make it easier for myself? Okay, it goes back to what I said at the beginning. Automation of your content. Duh. Yes. You need to automate, baby. You can do that. Okay. You need to have at least 1 to 2 platforms where you're automating your content. You take this a long form piece of content and you can make multiple pieces of content. That's what I do. I like this woman said something. I don't even know who she is, but when I saw her video, I just love it. I love to see people do things. I love to see people do stuff, right? And when I say do stuff, I'm talking about go against the grain. Okay, I love it. So she said something very key. She said that she went live on her YouTube. I think she said YouTube. I think she said YouTube. And she said she went live for 3.5, 4 hours. Y'all follow me? 4 hours. And you know what she did? She took that video and she chopped it up. She used, I believe, Opus clips, if I'm not mistaken. She used Opus clips, I think, to chop up, because there's a couple of what is it called? A couple of tools that you can use to do that, right? So she did that, and she has multiple pieces of content that she posts on her reels to bring people into her offers. Okay. So my question for you is that you don't have to come up with new content all the time. You don't have to do that. You can actually chop up content, and push it out that way. I think sometimes you're overthinking processes, and you don't have to overthink. You have to get to a place where you're doing things that make sense for your business, and do things that make sense for your energy, and do things that make sense for you as a woman. If you know that, like, for example, I'm in my follicular phase, right? So I'm in ovulation season. Okay. I'm transmuting what women on Threads should be doing, because I showed y'all on my stories, all the women that's on Threads is just hot between the legs, and on Facebook that's hot between the legs, because I see it on there too all the time, and I don't understand how my algorithm got jacked up to see all this foolishness. But you transmute, right? I transmute that energy that the women on there should be doing into what? Creating, because it's basically what you're doing. You're either creating with your body, a human being, or you're going to create and belch out some good, awesome content. So while I have the energy and the wherewithal and the desire and all of that, guess what I'm doing? I know that sundown town is coming. What is sundown town? PMS. My cycle is coming in, a couple of weeks. So I'm preparing my content for things like that, because it's going to be a time where I'm not going to want to show up. I have a limited window. When you have a limited window, you get it done right now. And then that way you're stacking content that's going to work for you later. Because there may be times you got to think about if you get, God forbid, you get the flu. God forbid that something happened where you have to, your content is going to be working for you on your behalf. Are y'all thinking? Everybody thinking today? Even if it's, you may want to sit down for a couple of days, but you can't sit down because you're not setting up your infrastructure. I can go back. Let me tell you how much content I have. See, I have content on the back end that people don't know that's locked up, and it's for like my clients and stuff in one-on-ones and stuff like that. I got content that could probably, all the way from 20, I don't know, like 2021, 2020. Because I think I started my YouTube channel, this one probably 2021-ish, somewhere around there. And then I kind of posted, but then I didn't get consistent. But there is a lot of content I can post that I can use as shorts and reels and all that kind of stuff. I have an arsenal. You need to be doing the same thing. You really should be doing the same thing. You need to be building up so when women don't set themselves up for success, when you don't set yourself up for success, you are always in the deficit when it comes down to leads, sales, because now you have to show up even when you really don't feel like it. And when I say feel like it, your body is not in agreement because your body wants to rest. You're going against your biology, right? You are doing things in accordance to your biological makeup. So, which means that you're preparing your business to have your back when times when you want to not do anything. Or if something goes wrong, you have the bandwidth. You are creating content for that. Get a YouTube channel. If your YouTube, well, I have a TikTok. I said get a YouTube channel. You didn't hear what I said. Because with your YouTube, you can build it up. You also develop a community that way. You gotta understand that this is not a game. This is not a game. You can do it. You just have to set it up. You have a lot to say. You have a lot to talk about. You have a lot to drive people into your offers. Your pipeline demands and depends on you getting visible. Women, this is the time in the season. This is really your time. And I think it's very unfortunate when I see women just kind of doing the least, thinking that is enough, and it's not enough. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's not enough. What you're doing is not enough. It's not enough. You have good intentions, but it's not enough. So I need everybody to sound off in the comments. I need reach. That's what you need to comment. I need reach. I need reach. I need reach. You need the reach. You need the reach. So content saturation, okay? Content saturation is actually up, and this is according to Statista. Content saturation is up by 800%. AI has made it super easy for people to post, whether it's good content or bad content. You can talk about how bad content is all day. You can complain about how people are doing this, that, and the third, and they're not doing this. Those are not your ideal clients. Stop complaining about what people are doing, and what they're doing is irritating you. You need to start thinking about your own publishing content. I need reach. You need reach so that you can get the people. Don't say you need clients and that I need sales. No, you don't. You don't need sales until you can acquire reach. Stop saying that you need clients and you're not getting the reach. The more reach you get, the more impressions that you get, and the more people will see your content. And then they either will refer people to you, or they will buy from you. Our aim, and this is really just me just doubling down, right? I'm going to be very honest with you. I need to have a minimum. And I wrote this, where's my pen? Because let's just go ahead and just put it out there. I can't wait till the contrarians. We're going to have a conversation on Thursday about this, because this is third quarter. Did y'all know that? This third quarter. You need KPIs. What KPIs? You need reach, right? So the KPIs, you need to know daily revenue, right? Everybody needs to write that down. Daily revenue. Okay. You need what is the conversion rate per offer? And revenue by offer. Okay. Every offer should have a revenue per offer. Your conversion rate per offer, especially on the from cold leads, you need to be, it's standard to see 1 to 3% conversion. Okay. The better your content is, that conversion rate is going to go up. Okay. So if you have warm content per offer, right, or content per purchase, you need to look at about 10 to 15% on warm leads. Okay. Warm to hot, which means these are people that are in your community that have bought from you before, and individuals that are just ready for you to drop an offer. You need to be able, and you see this turn to class. Okay. So so content KPIs. How many times are you posting per day? How many times are you posting per day? You need to look at your content right now. Go back and look at the last 3 to 4 days, right? Really 3 to 5. You need to look at 3 to 5 days. And you need to ask yourself, how many times did I post these last 3 to 5 days? Okay. I will say probably aim more towards 5 days. Look at the amount of content that you posted in the last 5 days. And yes, you may need to go later on and count. Okay, you probably need to go count. And then you need to look at how many pieces of content do I need to get the reach that I need. So the thing is, the minimum that you really should be looking at is at 90 pieces of content. And this is on a basic general level. Okay. I don't know your goals. I don't know what they look, but 90 pieces of content per week, at least. What are the top performing? You need to go look at your analytics, top performing content. Okay. What you say, coach, you just come back and look at it, because we're rolling on. This is a free video. Top performing content. You need to go look back and double down. What are the saves? Look at the ones that people save. Look at the ones people share. Comments. You need to double down on that. Because everybody ain't gonna be some of your higher end buyers are not going to rave on your content in your comment section. They're not going to do that. Everybody with me. I know y'all writing notes, but I just want to make sure that everybody's with me. What is your follower count? It's not about the followers per se, but you do need to get people in your world. Okay. Follower count does matter when it comes down to awareness and getting people into your spaces so they can learn more about what you do. Okay. So that needs, every week you need to know what's going on as far as your followers are concerned. Okay. Now this is a big one. Watch time. Watch time. You see how your business, it depends on a couple of things. So you can look at what you're doing in accordance to the money that you're bringing in. Everybody with me. Your revenue is going to align with what is it going to take for you to get the people, and what are your stats looking like in accordance to the revenue that you're bringing in. Are people watching your videos? Are people taking in your videos or just scrolling past? Are they coming in, being nosy, liking it and just going on? Or are they getting something from what you're saying? So you really need people that are going to have staying power in your videos and in your posts, especially videos. Okay, reels. You want your content to be really good. So storytelling is really good. Having people to stick around because they love stories. The States, the modern West, we love a good story, honey. We will stick around for a story. Look at Risa Tisa, or whatever her name was. They went viral, mega viral, had a movie and all this kind of stuff. People, and I don't know where she at now. Somebody need to go find where Risa Tisa is. Is she still posting? I don't know. Are they still coming out with a movie? I don't know. But Risa Tisa actually like changed the game with the 50-part video series on TikTok. I don't know what made her do it. I don't know if it was some people thought it was made up. She supplied proof. Homegirl let people know, right? Lead generation KPIs. So with that being said, the content that you are posting, the work that you're putting out there in accordance to how many leads are you bringing in. This is a nurturing piece of content. Everybody that's on here watching live, y'all know me. You either work with me before, you're probably in a container that I have or have had. That's nurturing. I'm expecting that. When I take this piece of content and I start chopping it up and then I start putting it in different places, guess what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get more leads. I'm trying to get more awareness and attraction from people that don't know me. They see a snippet of what I'm doing and they want to know more. It could be somebody that's on the fence working with me and they see that piece of content and say, okay, this is where I need to just go ahead and say yes to myself and make it happen. This is where the strategy comes in. I produce a long form piece of content and then I diversify. I batch content. So what I can do is that me and Maddie can go somewhere on a pretty Sunday or Saturday and we just go ahead and make it happen. We just go out and we do pictures and all this other stuff and do videos and then we post, right? We push it out. What am I saying? What am I talking about? Where am I getting at? Everything should have something going on with it. What's the intent? When I hear women say things like, let me just go ahead and just post this, I know you're not strategic. You're not serious about this work being done. It has to be effective. Now, there are times where you are going to have to do some, what is it called? Some maybe 911 videos, like you do a live and you be like, I don't like the way this month is going. Let me go ahead and do a video real quick because people need to, and you draw off some type of strategic piece of content and then talk about that. That's fine. But you need to have an ongoing evergreen strategy. This is important. This is important. This is, I'm almost done. I'm almost done because this is really, I hope this is helping you. Look, I'm going to tell you, people, media time has reached a plateau. You know what's the average watch time globally? How many people are watching content globally? I'm not talking about in the States. I'm talking about on a worldwide level. You know how many people, you know how long they spend time on it every single day on the screen? Average 12. That's a lot. So I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of people don't want to change their lives, but what you are going to do, what did I tell you? This goes back to what I said. Go back to what Ty Lopez said. 80%. No, that's Dan Priestley. Dan Priestley. I gotta give, look, the right people they props. Dan Priestley said the bottom 80% of your audience is going to pay you in views. The top 20% of your audience is going to pay you in currency. They're going to be the ones that's going to schedule and book and enroll and buy a course and all this kind of stuff, the top 10%. So top 20%. So what you have to do is post more, right? Post more so that you can get more of the 20%. So you can spread that and increase that 20% for your business. Because 80%, they're going to come because they love you, right? And there was nothing wrong with that because the views are helping you. See, what I'm doing over here, I'm trying to take pictures of some of y'all comments. I love it. I love it. You know, you gotta start taking the risks. The risks are what matters. Bridget says this has been wonderful. Oh, Bridget, thank you. She said, thank you so much. I'm gonna run it back and do my 3 to 4 hour video. You have to think about yourself. You got to think about your business. Okay? You got to think about your business. Your business doesn't run off vibes. Okay? It don't run off vibes. It don't run off your I feel like it. You need to learn how to get out of your feelings and get to the work. Nobody's coming. Okay? Nobody's coming. This is another thing. And I'm gonna say this because somebody said that boys are falling behind, men are falling behind, women are just as bad. Women doing the same thing. Mm-mm. Everybody want to talk about how everybody falling behind. And I'm gonna say this. You're saying that people are falling behind. This person falling behind. Sometimes I need to. Are you falling behind? Everybody needs to be. You need to be stepping it up. People are doing whatever it takes to get the deal done. Do you understand? People are doing whatever it takes to get the deal done. And until you get to that place in your life where you say, you know what, this has to happen. I have to do this for myself. I have to do it for myself. You are going to fail if you don't step up in your output, in your execution. It has to be relentless. You're in the business game. You're in the game of business. You understand? Short form grabs attention, okay? Long form builds authority and locks in attention so people can know how you think and how you solve the problem that they have. They're not attracted to you because you're nice. They're attracted to the way that you talk about the problem that they have. And they're attracted to the way that you do it, right? So if you talk about things in a form of why and what, and then you talk about the outcome and how some of your clients or even you, because some people will say, well, coach, I don't have social proof. And I always tell people you need to go get that. You need to do whatever it takes to go get social proof, whether it's a class, you need to hold a session or something like that, and get people in your world, brand new people in your world, so that you can show them in some type of format of presentation how you do things, okay? And then upsell them at the end. Everybody needs to know that when you come to anything, you're going to be sold to. You need to get that in your mind. This is not coming to hang out. I'm not hanging out. You're not hanging out. Stop hanging out. This is how you get frustrated after 2-3 months. And then you come and tell me things like, I got all these people that just want things for free. That's because you've built it up that way. That's your culture. You have built up a culture where people come in and just relax and kick back and kick their feet back. And if people say, well, I'm always feel like I'm getting sold to, what do you think they're doing in Walmart? You don't go in there and kick your feet up at Walmart. Now, there are people that look like they're going to kick their feet up in Walmart, but that's not what I'm saying. People go in there to shop. When you're going into Publix, you're not going in there to sit down and just kick your feet back. You're going in there to shop for food because you know you have to pay. When you go in McDonald's line, you're not going in there and going through the drive-through and saying, or wherever you're going, and kicking your feet up in the drive-through and just talking to the people through the employees. You're coming there to order food. So why do you think that your business has to be conducted in the same fashion? Because you're the face of your business? Is that what you're saying? You're the face of your business, so people expect that you're just going to be a friend. That's not what you're here for. Now, do you build relationships? And then per the relationship, you already know that person's probably not going to be a good fit for your business or not be a good fit for what you're doing. And so you're like, okay, it is what it is. We're moving on, right? But you have to start thinking about your business in a completely different way, because some people will try to glean from you. And if you have friend zoned or been friend zoned, you already know that person is not going to be a client. This is why it's good to have boundaries. So short form content, again, we're going back there, grabs attention. Long form content builds authority. And then you have your automations, right? So your metricals, your buffers, your schedulers. If you can't do a scheduler or pay for a scheduler at this moment, then you need to look into Meta Business Suite, right? There's scheduling on your phone. So if you use Facebook, there is a scheduling feature on your phone. Go on the back end and schedule your content. There is a way to do that. You get your content, you can put it in a doc or in your notes if you have an iPhone. Schedule your content in a doc. I'm sorry, not a doc, what it's called, note section. Okay. Take that content and divide it out. Why can't you do that? I don't know why y'all don't like. If something happens where I'm not able to use a scheduler, guess what I'm gonna use? I'm going to use what I can. TikTok has TikTok Studio. TikTok Studio, guess what? Has a scheduler. They just implemented that few months ago. If you don't want to be active in posting content all day and say you feel like you got to post content, why can't y'all slow down and go into TikTok Studio and schedule out your content? Because some of y'all don't have a proactive mindset. I have gotten into that predicament too. I have been there too, where I'm like, man, I got to do this because I wasn't proactive. Sometimes we get locked into complacency. You got to always be on the up and up. Like I'm saying, it's July. What is this? July 14th. You need to be already in September. You need to be posting today can either affect your today or it can affect your September 30th or September 15th or October 15th. Y'all give me some hearts if you're still here. Give me a live if you're still in the live. You are posting this piece of content or what you post today needs to be able to stand the test of time to October 15th. I got people that commented on YouTube yesterday. I got notification yesterday from YouTube Studio. Yep, YouTube Studio. They're looking at a video that I posted 2-3 weeks ago. See, Queen, she said, that is so crazy. I'm literally in September in my content scheduling process. That's what I'm saying. You need to be already 2 months ahead. Have a foundation, for Pete's sake. You got ChatGPT working on your behalf, and instead of using it as a BFL, you need to use it to support your strategy. This is why a lot of women fall behind. That women are using ChatGPT for boyfriends. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. You can tell the emotional, because you have people that are going to be very emotional. And there's nothing you can do about people like that. These are people that did not learn how to grow up. They did not learn how to emotionally mature. They did not learn how to cultivate relationships. So they are going to a robot. These are people that are just absolutely the ones that have to go. And this is going to sound real bad, but everybody does not have value. Some people are absolutely just, they lack value. And it's not just about who you are, but it's about what you bring to the world, to humanity with skills. If you want to prove that you're still useful, you're useful to yourself, I will hope. I will hope that you'll be an asset to your company instead of a liability. You need to be an asset to your business instead of being a liability. So the money that you're putting, or the time that you're putting, and the energy you're putting, should be in relation to what the ROI. If you're ready to stop being a broken and broke vessel in your business, then you need to start putting the work in. You need to post the content so that you can get the feedback that you need. I keep telling women all the time, if you are not going to be an asset to your company, you need to just go ahead and put it down. You need to always be creative. You need to think outside the box. You need to try different things. You need to explore different things. You need to have conversations with people. You need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to stop doing things that make you feel like you're making progress. You need to do things that help you to make progress. You need to see progress moving. What is the first sign of progress? Sales. Sales is the great indicator that you're doing something right. You don't stop when you see 1 or 2 sales. You don't stop when you have 1 to 2 clients. You keep going. A lot of y'all got to stop stopping. In 2024, 82% of marketers use content marketing. They use content marketing as their main source of marketing strategy. They saw it drive sales and revenue. It improved sales and revenue outcome from 2023. Okay. 2025, people are doubling down on content because content creation is one of the top 10 skills of the World Economic Forum going to 2030. 2025, people want to see content. You know why? Content is the name of the game. So companies that are pushing against content, they're not getting the awareness, right? They're not getting the attraction. They're not getting the people. They're not getting people to come to them. They're seeing a lapse because cable TV is on the chopping block. Comcast and Xfinity are trying their hardest to figure out how they're going to keep people engaged, because that's why Netflix has dropped all that money to build their content creation studio that's up north. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, but I can believe it because content creation is the new TV. Everybody's put this in the chat. This is so good. Social media is my channel. No, don't write that. My profile is my channel. Everybody is a content media company now. So in addition to the content that you're putting out there to lead people to a thing, right? Hey, Kristen. And Kristen, I'm actually talking about the very topic. I'm talking about the very topic me and you've been talking about just now is content media, right? So this is you're running a media company. This is a channel. YouTube is Comcast. When people are changing the channel and you're subscribing to somebody's channel, you didn't favorite somebody's channel, it is no different than going to Xfinity and you're doing the remote control and you're favoriting your channels. You're favoriting your favorite shows, or putting, like when they put reminders, get a reminder when this TV show comes on, so that, or this award show come on, so that you can go to that. Those channels are what people go through. And guess what? When people, those channels have analytics. There are people right now, I'm going to tell you, because after today, tomorrow, after this week, our whole strategy is about to change, because I'm going to start going live, more and more and more. But the work is always going to be with me. You're going to have to take a step away from that. There are some people right now that I know that go live 2 to 3 times a day in their car. They will do whatever it takes to go live on YouTube. Something will roll out in their industry, like a what is it called? Like a article will come out, or breaking news will come out, and then guess what those people do? You know what they do? They go live. They'll go live and talk about what's going on in their industry and say, did y'all see the news? The article just rolled out, the numbers just rolled out. My best friend, she does it all the time. She does real estate. If something goes on in real estate and it's breaking news or numbers roll out, guess what she's gonna do? She's gonna get in her car and she's gonna put that mic on. Carla, you already know what that is. You asked a how question, baby. You know what how means. How has a price tag to it? She said, how do you navigate changing your strategy? I'm in this pivot coach and it feels like starting from scratch. And sometimes it is starting from scratch, boo. Some of y'all may need to start from scratch. And there's nothing wrong with starting from scratch. But the good thing is that you know what to do now. Is you can accelerate. When you've done something before and people have paid you in the past, guess what? You know now because you've done it before. And when you've done it before, guess what? You can skyrocket this time because you already know what to do. What is a media company? A media company is a company that makes money. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen. A media company is a business that makes money by what? Creating, publishing, and distributing content. That's it. That's it. Here we go. In 2025, okay, in 2025, every business that's online, just about every online business owner, an OBO, online business owner, is becoming one. Your profile is a channel. Your YouTube is a channel. Information, content is being published and distributed. I am utilizing YouTube, which is along the lines of the Comcast of the internet, because you got YouTube, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got TikTok, so those are Charter Communications, Comcast, Xfinity, who else? I don't know who all the peoples are because they'll monopolize in a minute. So Viacom and all this, they are the AT&T. They're all, y'all, come on. Study what you're doing. A media company produces content as its core product or lead generator. Listen to what I just said. Either you're going to be a media company and you're just going to produce content and then get paid for it. So when you get paid for just doing content, right, you're only doing what? You're creating content because you're getting paid through multiple channels. You have some companies, right, that own multiple channels. They're dominating the channel game under the Facebook or Meta name in so many ways. Everybody with me? Or I'm using the content, okay? I'm using the content to produce leads or to generate sales. That's one of the ways that you can do it. Or you can do both. Content monetization can be it can be a revenue stream for your business. So some of y'all got a business name, you need to do some DBAs, probably. You need a media company, like Digital Lead Her. Can I help you? Digital Lead Her, Ellison Consulting is the main umbrella. Okay, it's the main. Then I have Digital Lead Her, right? That's a brand. And then I have Jay Butler. J.A.I. Butler is his own DBA. J.A.I. Butler is media. YouTube pays me under Jay Butler. Facebook pays me under Jay Butler. The Digital Lead Her is Stan Store. It's, it's courses. Ellison Consulting, which manages everything, is client B2B stuff. Agency type things. But it's housing. I got it in buckets. I don't run this is not, everything is intentional. Don't play. You're selling information, you're selling influence, you're selling access. You're paywalling your womanhood. Do y'all understand? Women, you need to be paywalling your existence. Stop thinking everybody your friend. You can love everybody and then say, you know what? That is something that I handle in my services. That's one of my services. You can bring people down to this is what I do. Because see, what is happening is that people will leech off the feminine. You better be careful. And this is to anybody. Y'all, the peep game, I'm giving you information to help you live. Okay. If people don't have it in them to pay, then they need to go to one of your courses. Or they need to go to a YouTube channel. That's why you have free content out here. This solves the problem of I just don't have it right now. Okay, so I have this YouTube channel. Because you're still being of service, right? You're still being of service. So instead of them paying you, YouTube paying you. YouTube sends me a check every month. Facebook sends me a check every month or pays me every month. So the exchange is this. This is why I create content and people so it solves that problem. So people can get the content and you drop some gems up in this bad boy. And guess what's going to happen? People are going to say, let me go and try my best to push through with this. And then when you get some money and you're ready to skyrocket and accelerate, you're going to, but sometimes you have to do, and this is another thing I want to say to y'all too. You got to do what you already know to do. Some of y'all you're not following the instructions and the guidance that people have given you. A lot of people, y'all will get information and sit on it because it don't feel right today. Some of y'all have been working with me or have worked with me before recently in 2025. And you're like, okay, well, baby, you got to get going. Go back to the conversation we had and then look at it where, okay, now what we need to do is do this. The core components of a media company: content creation, distribution channels, and revenue streams. Now watch this, and insert plug here because I see we're hitting another time mark. If you are in this bubble of confusion and you really want to get structure, I have a content monetization custom bundle available. That is a one-on-one with me. You're going to get my long form framework that you can't ChatGPT. It's a whole offer. You get a couple of bonuses, but you're going to walk away with a content structure for your business ASAP. It is $200 even. Okay. You need help. Book a schedule. As of a few minutes ago, I have 18 sessions left. I'm booking 22. That's my goal for today. They're going to get filled. But you need to grab one while you can because they're going to go up tomorrow. I actually kind of like that offer. The offer is really dope. I really like it. So that offer feels really good to me. So I love those types of offers because those offers can actually get a result. And then on top of that, people will like come back for higher level things. I've had that to happen. Like they'll come back and schedule something bigger because they're ready to go bigger, right? But you have to get the work done and you got to do what I'm telling you. This is another thing. Follow what I'm telling you. Everybody, people who follow what I'm telling them, they get results. It's the hard-headed ones that think, you got to push yourself out. I post results and then sometimes I stop posting because I'd be like, Chad, I ain't trying to hear no results. They want to You got to get out of that. I'm gonna go to what Coach Danielle said, and this was good. She said, we're past the point of women got to grow up and nobody's coming to save you. Nobody, and she said, nobody is coming to raise you. I'm sorry. You're going to have to be a responsible adult. Everybody. So what does it mean? What does that mean? When I'm talking about content creation company, you're going to have to sit down with yourself and write down, instead of just thinking I'm just encouraging you and empowering you. This is not encouraging empowerment. If you can listen through with your ears or spiritual ears, you need to understand that right now you need to be building a media company. You need to be building up your infrastructure on the back end, and you need to make a decision if you're going to go all in or you're going to retract back. You don't have time to reflect. Reflection time is over. You had 2020 to all the way 2024 to reflect. Everybody with me? Give me live in the comments if you're watching live. So tell me something. You need to grab you a session, and we need to get to rolling so you'll know what you're doing. And then that way you can stop trying to figure out what you're doing and know what you're doing. And say, Coach Jay told me exactly what I need to do. I need to just stop playing. Get you a structure, get you a content structure so you can move. And where is it leading to? Let's look at your office, because that the bundle I'm giving you, I'm looking at your offer too. Where you need to be leading people to. Because it's, we got to get on. There's a reason why people keep coming back to me, because they're getting clear for this level. I really, and I just didn't do it. Okay, you need to come back so I can holler at you then. Because I will do that. I'll holler at you in love, but you got to get on with it. Okay. Core components of a media company: content creation, distribution channels, like I said, and revenue streams. And I'm getting rid of video, right? This is video, podcasts, blog articles, Substack. You can do Substack. You can do, you can treat Facebook like a blog. The reason why I'm all about Substack right now, you'll already know, is simply because Substack is the place where everybody gets your content. Okay, everybody get it. It's not a algorithm thing. It's a newsletter, quote unquote. It's not an email marketing thing. Okay, so I want to make sure that's clear. ConvertKit, that's a email marketing tool. Okay. What is it called? I wouldn't even go as far as to say, SandStore has an email marketing tool, but it doesn't serve as a cold email system like Apollo.io. Apollo.io is a email marketing email, like cold email marketing system. So it goes out to people that don't know you so that you can get them into a warm space. Okay. Now, social media, that's content creation, right? Distribution channels. Let's go back. Distribution platforms: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Substack, Threads. Okay. So content creation, there's your videos, there's your podcast, there's your blogs, there's your social media. Those are your emails. Okay. So that's a content creation bucket, but you need a distribution channel to push it out to your people where you're scaling that piece, right? So it's the YouTubes of the world, it's the TikToks of the world. Okay, it's the Substacks of the world, it's the Threads, it's podcast through something. So Apple Podcasts, what is it called? Not I'm about to say Shopify, Spotify, yeah. All these spaces owned. What do you own, quote unquote? Okay, so you own your email list. If I am in SandStore, okay, and I don't want to do SandStore anymore, I can export my entire list. Okay. I can export that list and take it somewhere else because it's my list. Revenue streams, courses, coaching, ads, brand deals, affiliate income, sponsors, memberships, subscriptions, events, right? How media companies make money. How do they make money? How do they make money? Nikki, I'm gonna read your comment. How media companies make money. How do they make money, y'all? Attention, monetize, okay? So let's take, for example, Mr. Beast. Everybody know Mr. Beast. Makes 50 million plus a year from YouTube merchandise brand deals. He's willing to do what a lot of folks ain't gonna do. Okay, we all know this. Marie Forleo, Alex Ramazzi, and some of these other people, they turn content into courses, books, and products. They take them from leads and they drive them into other spaces. Some of them just use content monetization and that's it. Audience and assets. Okay, so your email list, your followers, and your subscribers are digital real estate. A list of 10,000 buyers or a list of 1,000 buyers is worth way more than 1 million random views on your channel. Okay, content equals currency. One post can equal 1 to 5 leads. One video can be 1,000 new eyes on you. And then one email can equal out to $200 to $15,000 to $5,000 in sales, depending on the list quality. So that means you need to build buyers. That buyer increases the value of your content. Okay, so everybody needs to understand this. Nikki says, I just started Substack from your advice. I love that I can write freely and show my personality, but also give good advice and get noticed. And Substack, if you're going to be in business, needs to be tied to some type of strategy. My Substack, even though I'm showing more of my personality on there too, I love that, Nikki, for you. But some of y'all, you need to, if you're gonna start Substack, you need to integrate it into your social media strategy. Your life is your responsibility to make fun. Okay, business is not always going to be fun. I want y'all to get that out of your head. You need to stop thinking that I want to go on social media and have fun. Stop thinking about fun and make your life fun. Your life is fun by how you are setting up your business to thrive. You got to do the boring things to do the fun things. If you want to stop worrying, if you want to stop worrying about money, if you want to stop going back and forth with people about money, if you want to stop going in your head about money and getting on your significant other about we need some money and but you got a business, you need to double down on your business. 81% of companies now view themselves as publishers. That's from the Content Marketing Institute. Brands with blogs generate 67% more leads than those without. So a lot of people start Substacks. Get with it. Everybody needs to understand it. Influencer media. Here we go. Influencer media companies are expected to generate $21 billion in global revenue. Is everybody with me? Everybody going on. So if you're not building a media company, if you're not doing what it takes to get to that point, then you're building a hobby or you're just doing things for fun, and you're going to be in the permanent underclass. You need to stop trying to be invisible all the time and make it happen. Funnels, courses, making sure your courses make sense. Look at what you have going on and go back to your why. Some of your whys have expired. Go back to your why. Go back, listen to me, go back to your why. Go back to your goals. Go back to why you're showing up every day, because you've lost that. Some of you have lost the reason why you show up every day. That's very important. Your execution has to be relentless. If you're tired of fluff on the internet, if you're tired of people getting online, just posting anything on the internet, then I'm gonna need for you to take dominance. And if you know that you post good stuff more, because the foolishness is not going to stop. More and more people are going to post what they think is going to bring the escapism crowd. You're going to have to get a little bit unapologetic. You're just going to have to. You got to stop worrying about what people think. You got to stop doing it, okay? Now, see, we're at 2 hours. What do you think I'm finna do? What do you think I'm about to do? I'm at 2 hours. That's going to feed today and tomorrow and when I get tired. More reach, more data, more momentum, more leads, more sales, more flow, more fun. This is work. I'm doing the work. I'm doing exactly what I'm telling you. Work so that you can thrive later. This is compounding content. This is going to feed the children, okay? This is going to help me be in retirement because of content that I put out on, what is this? July 14th. 2025. So just think about it, 2029, this is still feeding. I can run it back. You understand? We're not in 2020 anymore. We're in 2025. Get with the times. Update your mental database. Get with it. Create a new infrastructure. Get your business in line. Get all the distractions out of the way. Tell everybody that you're unavailable and you need to get your stuff scheduled. You need to go back and you need to start from scratch instead of asking ChatGPT what you think about me and do you think I'm sweet? Do you think I'm nice? You need to tell ChatGPT we need a strategy so we can make $1 million in 12 months. What's up? Everybody, people using ChatGPT to make millions of dollars a month. And here you go talking about I need a friend. Go and be a friend to yourself and stop being a liability. Because some of y'all are being your own biggest hater. And I don't understand that. People posting 9 to 15, 20, 25, 30 times a day. And you over here talking about, I posted once. Girl, go on. Please go on. People are moving. People are growing. People are not kidding. People are moving. And if you're going to move, you need to move or move out of the way. It's simple. Your little 1 to 2 times a day is not moving the needle in your business, and you know that. And you know this. This is why you gotta do what you gotta do. And you need to stop getting in your own way and stop letting your old belief system. You need to learn how to sell. You need to learn how to convert. You need to learn how to do that. That's another thing y'all don't know how to do, and it's bothering me. You need to learn how to convert people into your offers. I'm here to serve and I'm here to help people. As a CEO of my company, it is my obligation. It is my job But I do it in integrity, because guess what? When you're doing the right thing, it's easier to sell anyway. It doesn't feel hard. If I get in front of more people, guess what? Sales is not going to be hard for me. Because if I'm getting my content out and distributing my content to different places, guess what? I'm not leaning, depending on cold marketing techniques and bothering people and getting screamed at on the phone to make my nervous system feel bad. I'm talking to people that are already familiar with my work because they've seen my video, they've seen my content, and it speaks to them, and they're just waiting to me to make the right offer. That's all that means. So schedule your session. Get on my calendar at the time of this video. If you're still watching, if you're watching and you got to this point, get a session. If I still have openings, you need to grab a session. Y'all need sales skills bad, because you have to learn how to turn your people into profits. Okay. All right. Love y'all so much. Have a great rest of your day. DM me if you have questions, or again, book a